The old need-to-know gag, I said grimly into the phone. Jolly good, as our British colleagues would say. I'm supposed to die for these gentle jerks without even knowing who they are? We hope it won't come to that, Eric. To make reasonably sure it doesn't, I'm arranging for you to have a little reliable support available along the way. This is strictly between the two of us, you understand. There are certain things the people with whom you'll be working do not need to know either. In a minute, the girl downstairs will come on the line and tell you how to make contact. I should have guessed. After all, I'd been involved in Mac's brand of interdepartmental cooperation before. As a matter of cold fact, I've never known him to do a friendly favor for another government outfit that didn't turn out, in the end, to have served some devious purpose of his own. Years ago, I might have kidded myself that the fact that my superior was arranging for me to have expert help available on a mere loan job showed how much he treasured my services, maybe even my friendship, and how much he'd hate to lose them. Knowing him somewhat better now, I didn't figure it was very likely that he'd set up an elaborate support organization in distant Scandinavia just to protect the life of a single agent, no matter how valued and experienced. Obviously, we were sharpening two axes on a single grindstone, me. And as usual, when I got involved in one of Mac's trickier operations, I was going to have lots and lots of fun keeping the two-edged tools apart. The transatlantic crossing had been the standard airborne rat race, Pan Am division. It used to be that a first-class plane ticket entitled you to a special waiting room, a special plane entrance, and special consideration. Now all you get for your, or the government's, several hundred extra bucks is a few inches more seat and a couple of free martinis. I also got the privilege of viewing a movie I didn't want to see. There were only 5 of us elite passengers up forward. 4 wanted to sleep and the other wanted the movie, so we all saw the movie. That's called democracy. After a brief stop in Glasgow in the rain, we landed in Bergen, in the rain. The airport bus transported me to the Hotel Norge in the rain. I checked in and read a letter that had been awaiting me, and now, after a day's rest that had let me get slightly hardened to the change in climate and time zones, I was out in the cold northern rain again, looking for a restaurant called Traktorstedet, a name I won't try to translate because I don't know how. I used to speak a little Swedish, enough to make Norwegian a closely related language, mildly comprehensible, but I hadn't been in Scandinavia for a good many years, and my Nordic vocabulary seemed to have gathered considerable rust in the interval. On an important mission, I'd probably have been run through a refresher language course as part of the routine preparation, but on an impromptu friendship deal like this, it seemed that I'd just have to struggle along on what little I could remember. The restaurant was down near the docks, in the area that the guidebook informed me that housed the Hanseatic, that is, German merchants who in the old days had played an important role in Bergen's commerce with the warmer, softer world to the south. They had specialized, I gathered, in dried fish. I found the colorful blocks of ancient wooden houses facing the harbor, all right, but the eating place eluded me. Apparently it wasn't visible from the street. At last, spotting a cruising Bergen police car, a Volkswagen bus marked Politi, I flagged it down and got some directions in halting English, enjoying every minute of it. I mean, when your profession is on the edge of the law, and sometimes even on the wrong side of it, you can generally get a childish charge out of boldly approaching the cops for help, like an ordinary, innocent citizen. Following police instructions, I entered a narrow walkway between the old buildings and found myself in a maze of courts and lanes paved with elderly, splintery wooden planks. There didn't seem to be anybody around. At last, far back in this dim rabbit warren, I found a 2-story building with illuminated windows and the right sign by the door. Inside, a few people were sitting on benches at heavy, rustic wooden tables. I managed to convey to the gent behind the Bergen version of a snack bar that I desired a full dinner, and he directed me to a larger room upstairs where a disapproving waitress with no English whatever gradually made it clear to me that hard liquor wasn't legal here, and it was naughty of me even to ask. Well, I should have remembered that European martinis are not only unreliable, but difficult to come by. I should also have remembered that Scandinavia rivals Britain in the mad complexity of its liquor laws. I should have grabbed a couple of the duty-free bottles available at the Glasgow airport, and if I really required stimulation...